Hello and welcome to NFL Game Picks Week 18. Before we get into anything, just want to put out our heartfelt, just feeling out for Damar Hamlin and his family. It's a very scary situation that he's in, and praying that he gets better. Good news came out today that he woke up, he was responsive. First thing he asked was, did we win?
Yep.
And the doctors replied with, yes, you've won that life. You're living, and that's probably the best thing you could ask for. Football is second to that, so glad to hear he's fine. Still has a breathing tube down his neck, unfortunately, but slow and steady wins the race, and hopefully he gets back to full health.
Yep, and definitely hope he gets back, and hopefully he gets possibly playing football again someday. The game got canceled. Officially canceled. It's going to affect the how the AFC kind of shakes out. Joe, you have the information on the AFC and stuff?
So what they're saying right now is that the AFC that they are not replaying this game between the Bills and the Bengals, and that the AFC title game will most likely be played on a neutral field, because this Bills-Bengals game that wasn't able to be played had so many playoff implications for that number one seed and what will determine the whole entire conference. It's huge. So, with all due respect to Damar Hamlin, there is, the NFL has to continue, and it's very unfortunate. But at the end of the day, this game will not be played, and I feel it is the right decision. I'm glad they canceled play Monday night, and I'm just glad that both teams were able to come to an agreement that this is way bigger than football. This is way bigger than the biggest seeding in the conference. This is way bigger than, who cares if the AFC runs through Buffalo? Who cares if it runs through anywhere? We got our brother's life on the line, so we're going to cherish that and put that as a priority. So that's what's happening.
Thoughts out to him.
Yes, sir. On top of that, just, the whole playoff seeding, as much as this is a very unfortunate situation, playoff seeding is all up in shambles, and not blaming him. I'm not saying it's the worst thing ever. I'm hoping he gets back to full health. But like Joey said, neutral site for AFC Championship. Is that just in general, or if it's between those three teams?
It's just they're saying as of right now they're saying in general.
Okay.
I mean, there really isn't a word. They can't really predict anything, but who knows what's going to happen, man? I mean, if the number one seed isn't involved, I can definitely see them not going with that. Yeah. But if the number one seeded team is involved, I feel like they will be playing at a neutral stadium.
Yeah, because if it comes down to, I believe, the Chiefs and Bengals being involved with it at all, they'll put it on a neutral site, even if
100%.
Even if Kansas City still has that number one seed, because it's just like they could have had a chance at getting the number one seed because of all the tiebreakers that were implemented within this matchup. But yeah, hope all is well with Hamlin and his family. Big contributions to his toy drive. Goal was set at $2,500, and now recently I saw it was like at $7 million.
Yeah, I saw million.
So that's just an outpour of
amazing.
From people all over the world that have seen the situation and have found out what has happened to him and wishing him the best. With that being said, let's talk about our standings. And standings are pretty tough. Yeah. Steve on top, as usual. Steve is at 168 wins, 87 losses, 10-5 last week, but it wasn't the best of that week. We'll get to that in a second. We have Eddie and Matt still tied.
Of course we will.
Eddie and Matt still tied. Both went 10-5 last week, both at 158.97. Then we have myself, who went 11-4 last week, and it got me to 156.99. And then we have, guess who?
Hey! Well, actually, both of us.
Started from the bottom, now we hit.
Hey, I tied it.
Me and Disco Joe over there are tied at 148, 107. And he was a game behind me last week. He caught me. Got my behind. He went 9-6. I went 8-7. And then we got Mark following. He went 8-7 as well last week, 145, 110, and DJ DJ Gamble.
Had a good week though.
10-5 after not picking. And this man's on vacation, keeping us up all night, sending us videos, bro. No lie. He's definitely watching this Saints game this weekend. He went 10-5 last week, 142-113. Shout out the boy.
Joey, anything about your standings?
I mean, I'm just happy that I was able to tie it with Chris and tie it
had a
at
good week,
4. Yeah, I mean 9-6 is. I mean, it's okay, but
The
yeah,
reverse psychology.
yeah. But hey, I mean, it's
Can't wait to beat you this week.
Well, it is what it is.
It is
What it is.
what it is.
Well, the good news is that the standings go up. They continue throughout the playoffs, so you guys do have a chance to decide who's having better picks. So, good luck with that.
Thanks, buddy.
Anything you guys want to talk about with your teams, or should we just get right into it?
I want to talk about one thing about you. No, keep.
Oh, go
Well,
ahead.
actually, go to your shot.
My shot. Okay, go ahead.
My favorite part of this shirt, dude.
Go ahead.
Show the camera.
The
nutritional facts.
And it's all of Waddle's
It's all
like
of
rookie.
Waddle's stats.
Yeah, rookie stats.
I just saw that since we started.
Yeah.
Didn't notice it before we started the podcast. And I think that's hilarious.
Yeah, it's a sick shirt. I love it.
But Bears are out of it, so I don't have anything to say. Hopefully we lose.
What
and get the
position
number one
are you
pick.
guys right now with the draft?
If Texans lose, they would be 1. If they win, we're gonna get 1, and we have
With
to
a
lose.
loss, though.
Yeah, but we're gonna lose. Peterman's gonna play, bro. No
You never know.
Fields.
You never know.
No,
Joey?
we're losing.
Oh man, we are 1 win away from the playoffs, and I could not have predicted this, even if you fucking paid me 5 weeks ago at 4-8. The Packers have a chance to make the playoffs. Just wipe the floor with the Minnesota Vikings, and now we're on to the Lions. 1 more win and we're in. Let's do it.
Yeah, and Dolphins do not control their own destiny anymore. They have to hope and rely on the Patriots losing to the Buffalo Bills this week, which there was some serious doubt in there because the Bills were rumored to possibly forfeit this game against Cincinnati last week and the game upcoming against the Patriots. If that would have been the case, Patriots would have gone into the playoffs and nothing would have mattered for the rest of the AFC. But now Week 18 is going on as scheduled, so it's good to hear that. Good that there's still a chance for all these other teams to make it in the playoffs in the AFC, including the Miami Dolphins, Patriots, Steelers, and even the Jaguars if they end up losing on Saturday. But we'll get to that right after this first game. So with all that being said,
Speaking of
which, take you guys right into this first game, and we have the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Las Vegas Raiders. This was supposed to be very important for the number 1 seed, but being as the new news has come out with no matter what happens, the neutral site is going to happen. It's going to be beneficial for Kansas City, I believe, because if they win this, they will get the first round bye because they will still be holding that first seed spot. That being said, Kansas City, go ahead.
So I have a new development in the AFC
Here we go.
playoff
Got
picture.
breaking news live, baby.
So if Baltimore defeats Cincinnati on Sunday, this is per Adam Schefter, by the way. If Baltimore defeats Cincinnati on Sunday, and if those two clubs are scheduled to play each other in a wild card game, the site for that game will be determined on a coin toss.
That's kind of wild.
Yeah,
Because
Very
who
wild.
would win the division?
I have no clue.
I believe.
I mean, I think that's like they have a split.
Yeah, like right now, Baltimore is behind them, but this game, the Monday night's game, predicates that. Like,
Okay.
so Monday night would have determined whether or not it would have been more crucial. Either way,
So they're saying that Detroit, Atlanta, and Indy are the options for the neutral site of the AFC Championship game.
seeing as they may not host playoff games.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like they're saying that if it's Bills, Bengals, or Chiefs in there, then they have to play at a neutral site.
Okay.
So that's the new statement as of right now at 9:31 on Thursday night. So
Okay, interesting. And that's another thing. We usually do these things on Wednesday, and we just wanted to come out with it a little bit later because we're waiting on the news with Hamlin, seeing if he was better. And then on top of that, just the whole scheduling and the ordeal. And I'm glad this news is actually coming out right now because
Yeah.
if we would have recorded probably 15 minutes earlier, we probably wouldn't have been getting so much in tune with it. That being said, sticking to this game, I'm going with the Kansas City Chiefs. I think they have something to prove, and they have the Raiders on their schedule, and they don't even have Derek Carr. So
The
Yeah.
Raiders are a mess.
Yeah.
If you don't take Kansas City, I don't know what you're doing, honestly. So that's all I have to say about this game. Kansas City should win. I mean, they're trying to lock up, like we've been mentioning, the AFC. So even though it's on the road, I'm taking KC in this one.
Yeah, it should
for
be
sure.
relatively easy.
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty simple. The Kansas City Chiefs are going to wax the floor with them, but the Raiders
Wax on, wax off?
the Raiders might have a good first quarter with nice little connection to Devontae Adams, but I don't know. This is the Chiefs. They're a buzzsaw. They're top team in the AFC, and that's what's going down.
Yeah, the connection between him and Stidham was like off the charts in this game.
Yeah,
so
dude.
I was just like,
freaking
really,
insane.
when I needed you didn't perform.
Everybody benched him in
I
fantasy too.
there was no point in me playing him. I was out of the playoffs at that point. But next we have the night game on Saturday, and we have the Tennessee Titans versus Jacksonville Jaguars. This is going to determine the AFC South Championship, and we got a little guest. And I'm being very literal.
Oh,
Get in here, man.
We got big old Brett.
My booster seat here.
Get on in here, partner.
That's why you guys see the Jaguars little towel behind here. He brought it. He's excited. So, Brett, tell us what you think is going to happen for this Jaguars game.
I think it's going to be surprisingly closer than many might think.
Okay.
I know they met last time was December 10th.
Yeah.
36-22. Very nice win. But this is both their chances to be in playoffs.
Okay.
So I think it's going to be a close game. It's going to probably be a high-scoring game. So I'd say 35-32.
Okay.
Jags.
In favor of Jags, nice.
Yeah. Kind of have to pick my own team, right?
Yeah, you got to.
Put it on the board.
So it's
Okay.
nice that
We'll pick for both of us.
Yeah, you're going with the Jags as well.
I would also go with the Jags just to piggyback on what Brett was saying. Jags are a high-scoring team. Titans are banged up. Tannehill has looked terrible. He's been hurt too. Derrick Henry's been hurt as well. I'm going to take the Jags at home. T-Law is going to go off. They're scoring at least 30. At least.
You think?
Yeah.
The over-under is at 40.
Didn't Tennessee lose the last 6 games in a row as well?
The last game they
1
won,
and
I think,
5,
is against us
in the
on
last
Thursday.
6.
Okay, 1-5?
Yeah, 1-5 in the last 6, I believe.
And it's kind of nice looking at that Jags have their quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, being top 10
Hell
quarterbacks
yeah.
right now. They're running back top 10.
ETN.
Defense is
Yeah,
balling.
defense is top 10. So
The real Josh Allen.
they have a chance. Their record doesn't necessarily showcase how maybe good they are.
Hell yeah.
Of course, but they.
You think they're better than the record or worse?
I think like they're coming up. Like they're
hitting their stride at the
losses are
right
in
time.
past.
Yeah.
You know, they're
learning
building.
from their mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I totally agree with that. Like, the Jaguars are a team that's, like, coming of age right now,
Mhm.
and they just,
It's a good way to
at the
put
beginning of the season, looked pretty awful, but that was, like, not to be rude, but, like, that's, like, normal Jags
For sure.
expectations, right?
For
and then
sure.
things started clicking, offense started looking good, ETN was finally getting back into the full rotation, defense started clicking, so, like, everything that could have gone good for them started going good. So that was, like, the best thing that they could have ever asked for. Tennessee Titans have literally had the opposite. They were like smooth sailing to the AFC South Championship, like not a worry in the world. Next thing you know, now they are fighting for their lives, and they don't have their starting quarterback. They benched Malik Willis last week so they can kind of save him for this game because he was a little banged up.
Yeah.
So that gives the Titans a slight chance to win because I feel like what he brings to the table is really good. But the question is Derrick Henry fully healthy? Is he going to go, and is he going to get in this game? Right now, Jacksonville's favored by 6.5 points, and over or under is at 40. Money line at minus 278 for the Jaguars. And that's what Vegas thinks. So do with that as you wish. I'm gonna go with the Jaguars. I think they've been the better team. They're riding a good, nice high home game. Win this game and you're in the playoffs. But both teams have a chance of making the playoffs. Tennessee can win and they're in the playoffs. They secured it AFC South. Jaguars, they can afford to lose, but then they need everyone else that's fighting for a playoff spot, the 7th seed, to lose a game. So with that in consideration, I think Jaguars understand this is a must-win game, and I think they show up and show out.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah, I agree. The Jacksonville Jaguars are going to go in here and win this game. Titans are having a skid right now. They're just not looking like themselves. I don't know if Vrabel's on the hot seat or not, but I would expect it to happen. Even though I don't know. I don't even know what to think with these Titans anymore. They got problems all around. They're just not clicking offensively, defensively. They're just not there. Jaguars are hitting their stride at the right time. And, Trevor Lawrence is playing incredible football. And at the beginning of the season, we kind of gave him a lot of shit for not being a great leader. He might be proving that he knows how to lead a football team here.
I feel like he heard enough of people just talking smack, including myself, because I was big on hating on him. But any closing statements from you, Brett?
I love what you guys are doing.
Thanks, bro.
Sounds great. I love the setup, and I appreciate you letting me be on here.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Guys,
Brett. Yeah.
Whoa, this is a Blake Bortles
Let's
positive
go.
podcast.
Let's go.
So shout out
Yeah,
to Jersey.
You gotta give
Love
out.
it.
Trevor Lawrence has a lot to try to accomplish.
Big shoes
Yeah.
to fill.
Yeah.
Hey, you gotta give out one Duval before you head out.
Duval.
Yeah. Thank you, Brett.
Thank you, bro.
What a guy, eh?
Hey, all right, Chris. Why don't you do us the honors of taking us to Sunday?
Sunday, 1 o'clock. Baltimore Ravens at the Cincinnati Bengals. Cincinnati only played nearly a quarter. I'm just going to make it quick and easy. Ravens have sucked without Lamar.
Mhm.
He hasn't practiced still.
He's missed
So
the
like
last
13
practices.
practices.
And like Joey mentions, Thursday, he might practice tomorrow maybe, do a walkthrough, who knows. But I think since he's going to be fresh, so I'm taking them at home.
Nice. Yeah, I kind of got to agree with you here. I think Cincy, first and foremost, is the better team of the two. With Lamar in the lineup, then maybe you can maybe switch off of it. But for right now, I'm going to ride with Cincy. As much as happened this week, first and foremost, do not blame T. Higgins. That was 100% was not T. Higgins' fault. It was a clear medical issue. It was not.
Nobody is.
It was no ill intent by T. Higgins. The guy
No.
was getting tackled. Like that's
football.
Yeah, that's out of his control. What happened, and anyone who blames him, sorry to say it, but you're just dumb. Like, do not blame him.
No, I haven't even seen it, and I hope that I don't.
Yeah, me neither.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like I've heard of it happening. I just haven't
Really?
seen it. Yeah, I haven't like actually seen it. But like anyone who does, I'm just like you're blind to it. Either way, going with the
Stupid.
Bengals. I think they have a lot on the line here. I understand with everything that happened. Now there's no longer really home field advantage in terms of the AFC Championship for these guys, but they still got a lot to fight for. They're fighting for the division here.
Yeah, the whole AFC picture's completely turned around for these guys. So, I'm going to pick the Bengals either way, but are they going to play their starters? Do they have a lot to play for here? I mean,
The division.
yeah, and the whole coin toss thing. I mean, I don't know if these guys play each other in the playoffs. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're going to want to win this game either way. Give me the Bengals. They got a lot to play for, like you guys alluded to, and I know it wasn't their brother, but believe me, this impacts the Bengals
yeah, it was
almost
definitely felt.
immediately the same way as it does the Bills.
Did you hear about like T. Higgins? His
Oh,
mom,
yeah, he's-
mom came to the locker room and he was so upset, bro. Because
T. Higgins hasn't left the hospital at all.
Really?
Yeah, he's been there with Damar the entire time.
Wow.
That's insane.
Yeah.
But one thing I wanted to mention before that game, Bengals pretty much have won 7 in a row and have won 9 out of the last 10. I know they had kind of a shaky start and lost the first 2 and were 2 and 3.
Yeah, they were talking about the
then-
Super Bowl hangover.
Yeah, and
happening, too.
everyone was like, "Oh, counting them out." Me personally, I always saw the potential there, and
Yeah.
I knew they were a great team. Never counted them out. This might be 8 wins in a row. I don't know if you
It
can
was a
count
no
it,
contest,
But
so, yeah.
so technically 8 wins in a row for them. So this is a big game, and I think they do it, man. And what a turnaround for after a shaky start, you know.
Yeah, it's
Oh yeah.
yeah, shaky start. There may have been some doubt from people, but it's just a fact of like, okay, this team has a lot of potential, so like never really count them out. And I'm glad, like myself, like a lot of people didn't, like you too. But Joe, you want to take us to this next game?
Yeah, we got a pretty meaningless game here. Carolina, New Orleans. Who cares? I'm going with the Panthers just because I don't know. I don't really like New Orleans. Not a fan of the city. The food was overrated, so I'm going with the Panthers.
Whoa, dude. DJ's going to fight you.
Mm.
But he's not going to fight me after I make this pick. I'm going with the New Orleans Saints. New Orleans favorite here. But like Joey said, meaningless game. Both teams aren't really fighting for much. The only thing that really New Orleans Saints are fighting for is to give the Philadelphia Eagles a worse draft pick because Philly holds their first-round pick. They did themselves a favor last week by winning and making it even worse for them because now Philly's in an uncomfortable spot. But, yeah, going with the Saints here. I think I want to see Jameis. You heard me silent? I want to see Jameis. I want to see J-Bo wins, all right? If we can see him, that would be great. Oh, we got a
Speaking of
nice
which,
little special appearance. DJ Campbell.
You can't really see him, but I got DJ on the line here to try to convince me to take the Saints at home against these Panthers. DJ, what's up, my guy?
What's up, dude? How we living? How we feeling? Right?
Hey, DJ.
Mr. Campbell.
Mr. DJ Campbell.
Oh, he's right. Oh, shit, y'all boys got everybody in here.
It's a nice little party.
Come on, even had to bring DJ on.
Oh, man. But, DJ, what you got to say about them Saints, boy?
Man, you know, it's just carrying the momentum into next year. That's really the only thing you can say. You know, my boy Marshawn Lattimore, first game back last week was a pick six.
Nice.
So, you know, to keep the momentum up type of thing, that's about the only thing I honestly say you can have going for yourself. And Andy Dalton putting on the performance for another team.
Yeah, we got to see J-Bo.
No Jameis?
We don't have the You know, honestly, I really don't know why they said J-Bo. You know, he still wears the captain sticker on his jersey. It's not like he was hurt.
Oh, that's bogus.
That's bogus, dude.
Yeah, dude, that's other than a trial, like I said, Andy Dalton with a trial run for a new team next year, and that defense to keep rhythm to be like, hey, let's put this band back together one more time before we try to disassemble it any further than what they did the year previous with losing Trey Hendricks and fucking Jack Rabbit. God damn, yeah, it was you know,
But-
difference makers, you know. Trey Hendrickson, what is he doing? He's balling in Cincinnati beside another defensive guy. So, you know, I don't know, dude. Honestly, I'm trying to psych myself up to give myself a reason to pick the Saints. This is one of those games. It's like, you know, you need a check and you just got to play it just to play it because it's on the schedule. Neither one of these teams, this game does nothing for neither one of our teams.
Yep.
Exactly.
Well, DJ, appreciate it, my guy. We miss you. Wish you were here. You definitely got to slide through soon. Hey, we love.
Hey,
Appreciate
thank
y'all,
you,
bro.
DJ.
Later, DJ.
What a guy, bro. I gave him literally 30 seconds notice before I called him.
Yeah,
And he
that's
hops
sick.
on, dude. Fucking love DJ. We're taking the Saints for my bro.
Let's go
DJ.
Bayou Saints,
DJ.
baby.
Hey, man. He was in the trenches with us at the Full Sail Squad, bro.
Yeah,
we went
yeah.
through it all together. We love DJ.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to DJ.
And he's been on the podcast. Miss
sir.
him. Wish he was here. But he's holding it down in Grand Junction if you want to check him out. It's a news station over there.
I wish you knew it.
Oh, my God, Chris. Come on, bro. You got to plug him better than that.
Jeez.
Either way, we're going to move on to this next game. But before DJ, there's some spots here for you to send some Saints stuff. So go ahead and do that. That'll be
Exactly.
great. Either way, we got this upcoming AFC North battle between the Cleveland Browns and Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh win, and you have a chance. You have a chance. They have to hope on the Patriots and Dolphins losing, and then they can get in. And they can also stop the Jaguars from getting in if Jaguars were to lose on Saturday night. With that being said, I think the Steelers are riding this tremendous wave right now, and I think they win this one. Cleveland has been coming to a little bit better with Deshaun Watson in the lineup, but the Steelers team is showing to be something special, and Kenny Pickett has a bright future.
I'm going to take the Steelers as well. Shout out Mark. Thanks for sticking with us for the regular season and picking. Got to get you on here sometime. Our guy Mark works a lot of late nights and weekdays, so hopefully playoffs we get him on. But I'm taking the Steelers at home. Like you mentioned, they got a lot of momentum. Cleveland's been sucking since The guy that I'm not even going to talk about who shouldn't be in the NFL has been playing. And you know what? The one thing that convinced me to take this game was Mike Tomlin. Never had a losing record.
Mm-hmm.
Not starting now.
Yeah.
Not starting now. Let's go.
Joey?
Yeah, I mean this is a
Whoa,
lot at
what?
stake for Pitts. Yeah, you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
what?
the Bengals are now the AFC North champions apparently of this division.
According to,
Adam Schefter.
Can we show this? Well, we're going. Well,
And hold on.
Well, what's going on here? Let me see.
Yeah, I guess the Bengals are officially the champions of their division. I don't know. This is all coming in so fast. We're kind of in
I don't know, man. It doesn't really make sense.
the like. Okay, here we go. More.
All right, from Ian. Okay, I got you guys. From Ian Rappaport. This is fun. If Baltimore defeats Cincinnati, and if those two clubs
Ooh.
are scheduled to play in the wild card game against one another, the sites will be determined by a coin toss. You already talked about that.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so here we go. There's been no. This is per Tom Pelissero. There's been no decision on where the neutral site of the AFC Championship game would be. Once the seeding is set, once the seeding is set 1 through 7, it doesn't change. So the neutral site possibility only applies to the AFC Championship game, not divisional round matchups. So like if the Bengals and Ravens were matched up together, it would have to be in that championship game. Doesn't matter if it was a wild card or a first round matchup.
And this is from Schefter?
This is from Pelissero.
Okay.
So like what they're saying is the only game that's going to be a neutral played in a neutral site is this AFC Championship game. So I mean, that's kind of what we're inferring right now. There's a lot to go on. I mean, I'm sure that this will be a new development by the time we get back on the pod next week and actually talk about the playoffs. So this is all just coming in right now. We'll kind of try to hold off on the breaking news until we know officially what the hell is going on. But this whole playoff picture's up in the air. I'm going with the Steelers in this game as well. Let's get out of this game. I mean, Pittsburgh has a chance here, but. I'll ride with them. What the hell? Shout out to the Browns, by the way. Thank you.
For what?
They helped out the Packers get have a shot. Just one little thing that I found funny is Adam Schefter just tweeted, and that wraps up tonight's edition of Thursday.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's pretty funny. But yeah, I mean, all this news is coming out. It's pretty fast, pretty wild.
How dare he joke at a time like this?
This would have been a nice little episode to do live. I was considering it, but either way, we'll keep it moving. We have another irrelevant game: Houston Texans versus Indianapolis Colts. You got more news?
Yeah. All right.
Okay,
so like one last thing before we get the hell out of the AFC North. So Cincinnati will be the AFC North champion. This is per Ian Rappaport. But they won't have the benefits of being the champion, which is a home playoff game. But they will have a harder schedule next year and potentially a later draft pick. It's not perfect, but they're not pleased, is what Ian Rappaport's saying. So this isn't good for the Bengals. They're not getting the benefits of being AFC North champions, but as of right now, they're granted as the champions of the division.
So they're not going to host the playoff game?
No.
Okay, that's kind of dumb.
Yeah, this is weird. Like I said, this is all coming in so fast, so we just kind of got to figure it out when the seating is
Let's just wait.
Yeah, let's wait.
Yeah. All right, so what do you got for this game? Houston Texans versus Indianapolis
I know
Colts.
what I got.
Jeez.
I'm
I'm going with Jeff Saturday.
No,
what
no,
the hell?
No. Oh,
Okay,
dude,
okay.
we're not all in consideration here.
Go ahead. This is your time to shine, big
Yeah.
guy.
I'm riding with the Texans on the road because you know why? The Bears need that number 1 draft pick to send it down to Miami so you guys could draft a quarterback and send us a bunch of players back. I'm going with the Texans on the road.
Not going to happen. The Colts are going to win this one. Assuredly. Help Houston secure the number 1 overall pick. That's pretty much it I got to say about this game.
Fine.
Jeff Saturday's future,
See,
undetermined.
he's a fall guy. He's a fall guy. Like,
He's just got put in a position that he can not win and he can't lose. So it is what it is. And then the Texans are going to walk away with the number 1 overall pick, and Chris is going to cry about it. So
Not really. I mean, it's either 1 or 2.
I mean, they have a nasty
And speaking of the
offense.
Bears, this is the
of
next game. The Minnesota Vikings are playing in Chicago.
Chicago.
In Chicago. Man, no Fields. We got nothing to play for. But to lose for the number 1 pick.
That's what you guys are playing for.
Minnesota's been
Fraudulent.
I don't know. Is that the right term?
They
Fraudulent?
play to
Totally.
their opponents, in my opinion.
It's either they're winning close games or they're getting blown out. You know what I mean? Like Eagles 24-7 loss. Cowboys 40-3. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're either winning or they're
Yeah,
or
let's
just,
not
they're
mention
getting
last week.
they're getting smoked. 41-17 against the Packers,
Thank
bro.
you.
We'll mention it. There you go. There's your plug. I think it's our game to lose. As far as like we need to lose it, so let's go with the Vikings. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
been taking the Bears most of the year and it's been burning me, but let's go Vikings.
Yeah, the Vikings are going to win this one sure-handedly.
Yeah, Vikings are gonna
That's
win.
it?
Yeah, it's pretty. Is the game?
You guys.
If the Vikings don't win this game, they have a rude awakening for them come the freaking playoffs. And here's the deal. This is pretty big seeding-wise for the Minnesota Vikings. If they win and the 49ers lose, which, I mean, we'll get to that game later. It's probably not likely. Then they jump to the 2nd seed. If the Eagles lose, then it's just a weird kind of deal at that top of the mountain there.
The Vikings cannot clinch.
They can't get the number 1 seed.
Yeah, they can't get the number 1.
We beat that ass.
They can go as high as the number 2 if San Fran goes ahead and takes the number 1. Actually, no. They would get the number 2 if San Fran loses. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Because we'll talk about it.
Yeah. Anyway,
It's a big conglomerate going on.
Minnesota's winning that game.
Yeah, easily. All right, we have probably one of the more important games for my favorite team, the Miami Dolphins, and that's the New England Patriots versus the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo going to be playing with heavy hearts, and now with this news, puts a lot more things on the line in terms of they're not playing for much anymore because they don't care. They have the AFC East locked up, so they got their division. It's more so the fact of where their position was going to be. With that being said, I think they still want to go out. I think they still want to go and perform and show out and get a nice win for Damar Hamlin. I'm really dedicated to him. So I'm going to go rock with the Buffalo Bills, mainly because I need the Bills to win for the Dolphins' sake. But, yeah, with that being said, big Buffalo Bills fan this week. So hopefully they can get the win for us.
Yeah, I mean, how can you take any other team in this scenario besides Buffalo after the unfortunate injury to Damar Hamlin? And they're at home. Like I mentioned, I think since he only played a quarter, they only played a quarter, so I think Buffalo will be fresh as well. The whole Bill Belichick thing where, like, he doesn't lose to opponents twice normally would, like, frighten me a little bit.
He's lost twice to the Dolphins all the time.
All right, but you know how everybody, like, says that, though, especially in, like, our job and everything like that. And especially because we work with a lot of Patriots fans, too. But besides that, I'm going to go with the Bills at home. Gabe Davis is close to making $7,500 extra or $750,000 extra dollars if he catches, I think, like 4 more passes or something like that. So I hope he does. Shout out UCF. But yeah, let's go with the Bills at home. Josh Allen, I just feel bad for him because I know he's the leader of this team, and it's going to really have to show right now because he's an emotional guy, and I feel that for him, and this really hurts him. So I think he's going to go bananas in this game.
Yeah, real quick. I'm sorry, Joey. But, yeah, watching Josh Allen and Sean McDermott do the press conferences today for the first time since everything that's happened, it was tough to watch. It was very emotional. Both guys were like,
yeah, it was hard.
They're put in a tough spot, especially because they have to go up there and represent this team. These are the 2 leaders of the team, right? The player leader and obviously the coaching leader. So with that being said, I think he needs to put on a good display for this Buffalo Bills team and definitely put them in the right spot in order to lead them to victory here. But we'll get back to Joey right now.
So the Buffalo Bills, like Chris said, like I expect Josh Allen to have a monster game, almost similar to like a Brett Favre kind of father game against the Raiders where he took off after losing a loved one.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. And it went down as probably one of the most powerful and emotional games in NFL history. And, now that Brett Favre was kind of tainted his own legacy, this game might take the cake for it. And I fully expect that the Buffalo Bills to come in strong and play for their brother. Listen here, when you saw that hit, if you ever played any type of football or buckled up a helmet in any capacity, or even went to anything, you got scared, and we're all scared in this moment for him. I'm glad to see that he's okay, and the Buffalo Bills are going to come out and kick the freaking Patriots' ass for their man. So that's what's going down.
For all that being said, hopefully the Bills open up a can of whoop-ass on the New England Patriots to help this Miami Dolphins team make it to the playoffs. The Dolphins have dug themselves a hole. Now they have a chance to get things right against the New York Jets. The destiny is not fully in their hands, but they have a chance to win, and you have a chance to get in. But you just need the Patriots to lose. And with that being said, we're all going with the Bills in the last game, so that only leaves things up for good interpretation with a Dolphins win. But never in my life would I ever thought the Dolphins would have been a pick-em against the New York Jets. In my life.
In your life?
In my life. In my life.
What?
Yes. Like,
Frustrating.
this is where we're at right now, all right? And I understand. You have the third-string quarterback expected to start. Teddy, no good news coming out from practice that he's healthy and ready to go because he can't even grip a football correctly. Tua, no news on him returning, and I don't think the Dolphins would even bother playing Tua for this game. I think if they get in the playoffs, good. If they don't, whatever. I think they'd rather keep his health at an importance. With that being said, I'm going with the Dolphins, hoping for them to make it to the playoffs. And if that's the case, then hopefully they can get in with Tua being the quarterback, because otherwise it's all for naught. I don't think Dolphins can win a playoff game without Tua in there. But let's go with Chris. What you got going on, Chris?
Oh, man. Go ahead. Bring it in tight, because I got something to say. This guy right over here is bringing a New York Jets fan to this game. And he says he's a Dolphins fan.
Shout out my boy Troy.
He calls himself a Dolphins fan. And he's bringing a Jets fan to the game. Shout out to our boy Troy. But I'm sorry, Troy, you're not seeing a win here, man.
I don't think he's expecting one.
I don't think either of you guys are. I hope this game ends in a tie because I want the AFC to just be a total mess, total chaos. I'm gonna pick the Dolphins just for the sake of picking. You could go ahead and back me on out here, but I just had to get that off my chest. You're bringing a Jets fan to this game, bro?
Yeah, why not?
Well, what's gotten into you, man?
It's called being inclusive. I don't know.
It's gonna be inclusive.
I've taken you a game out for Joey. Took us to the Packers game. And he's like, it's
Being
Christmas,
nice,
I can't
Chris.
go.
You
Yeah.
know, this is what. Listen to me. This
This is what sports is all
is
about.
what the game's all about, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Wait till the Bears play in Miami, bro. You'll go. It'll be
We
okay.
went in Chicago.
Yeah.
We went
I
all
know,
the way.
but it'll be okay.
And you saw a loss too, so
Like
That was a great game.
it was a
It
phenomenal
was a
game.
freaking beautiful day. First time at Soldier Field. Couldn't ask for more. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. But yeah. I mean, I am bringing a Jets fan to the game, and like,
Yeah.
who cares? I mean, the Jets game is always
Nah,
fun to go
yeah.
to.
It'll be fun.
Both teams not really expecting to do anything after this, so why not go out with a bang? Bring in a guy. But either way, what you got here, Joey?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go with the Dolphins. The Jets are eliminated, and the Dolphins have a lot to play for, so for that, I'm just going to go with them. We don't really know what's going on with the quarterback scenario like you alluded to. This is a game that the Jets could easily play spoiler in, but
For sure.
the Dolphins need this win, so I'm going with the Dolphins.
Hell yeah.
And that's what's going down.
What we got next?
Yeah, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to Hotlanta to face off against the Falcons. And the Buccaneers are in the playoffs. They won the division, and they're going to get another win here. I mean, maybe they rest their starters. Who knows? This game might be meaningless for everybody else, but pick-wise for us, there's a lot of games here that might just go the other way because a lot of people might pull their starters. Like these little games that are like, okay, doesn't matter for seeding, doesn't matter for anything. This is just kind of morale win. I don't imagine the Tampa Bay Buccaneers playing a lot of their starters heading into the playoffs. maybe, probably not any of them. Is Tom Brady even starting this game? I have no clue.
I don't think so.
I know.
So-
Pass it on to me. Go
Okay, throw it
ahead.
to Chris. I'm going with Tampa.
Hey-o!
I'm gonna pick the Bucks because I'm with the shits. I'm up with the no, unlike Joe. And, and Todd Bowles actually announced today though that the starters are gonna start the game, but perhaps will
No
not
guarantee
finish.
if they finish it. Yeah.
Kyle Trask might get his first playing time according to
Is he
Todd
the
Bowles.
backup? I thought it was
I
playing
think he's the
Gabbert.
third string,
Yeah.
but he's the quarterback. I think he went to Florida.
Yep.
But he had that knee injury, so he was like a pretty good prospect, but kind of dropped because of that. So he might get his first playing time in this game, which would be cool to see. See if he's got anything in him. But that being said, I'm taking the Bucks on the road. Atlanta's just been a total disappointment.
Yeah, it's tough. I don't know. I picked Atlanta. Am I going to stick with them?
Perhaps.
Perhaps, yeah, because Buccaneers, no matter what, they're in the playoffs. They're the bottom
Yeah.
seed. They're the bottom division winner, so they cannot improve. They can't get worse. They already secured their division, so they can care less. That being said, I think they want to have some good momentum, especially with the offense that's been lackluster all season long. I think they want to get a few scores in before, pulling their guys out, so maybe they get out to a nice lead. If otherwise, I don't see Tampa Bay winning this game. For the time being, I'm going to go with the Falcons. And just depending on how I feel at game time, I'll probably switch to the Buccaneers. I think they're the better team, but, they're both shit, just to be real.
You want a shit sandwich or a shit sandwich with mustard?
Give me the mustard.
So you're taking the Bucks.
Essentially, probably. Either way. We got the next game, and this is the first 4 o'clock game. We have the Arizona Cardinals versus the San Francisco 49ers. Unlike the AFC, the NFC still has number 1 seed implications. San Fran can get the first seed with a win and a Philadelphia Eagles loss. So they still have a lot to play for. They are favored by 2 touchdowns. So things are big going on there. But I'm going to go with the San Francisco 49ers because I think they are miles ahead. Cliff Kingsbury maybe on thin ice. But I think Chris wants to allude to that.
I mean, good luck managing Christian McCaffrey because that dude is a beast. I'm going with San Fran. Cardinals.
Cardinal.
I was like, Cardinal. I sound like Charles Barkley right now. It's terrible.
Cardinals.
But, yeah, I'm not taking the Cardinals. And I don't even know what this team's going to look like. D-Hop in the future. No J.J. Watt. Kyle Murray is up.
He's probably not going to be
airs,
able to start the season.
especially with this coach who's probably going to get canned on Monday, which we're going to have to go breaking with probably. But I'm taking San Fran. Definitely don't take the Cardinals in this one if you ask me.
Yeah, this game's simple. The Cardinals stink. The 49ers are hot. The 49ers are winning this game. I don't even know if they're going to play. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to do with seeding, so they'll probably play their starters for the first or second quarter. They'll be blowing them out by 30, in my opinion. Then they'll rest
30?
everyone. I don't know, man. This team's explosive, and they got what it takes, and the freaking Cardinals stink.
Well, let me ask you this,
So
Joey.
that's what's going down.
Do you think, by any chance, that Josh Johnson finishes this game?
Who?
Exactly. He's the current backup right now
Yeah.
for Brock Purdy, who is questionable. So
He's playing.
he's gonna
He has
play,
no other choice but to play.
but for how long? You know
Get
what
out
I'm
to a
saying?
lead,
Could this be
like
like
Joey
the
said.
4th quarterback we've seen? And will we see him do well? Because this is a very quarterback-friendly offense. What do you think?
So, I mean, if this cat does come in, this team is engineered to freaking put anybody in
That's
there
what I'm saying.
and chuck the ball and be successful. Look, Kittle, you're going to have Debo back, probably not this week, obviously, but in the playoffs, you're going to get him back. McCaffrey, I mean, everybody on this freaking squad is dangerous. I don't even know who this cat is that you're talking about at quarterback, but you can put friggin' me. We can put Brett in there at quarterback.
Rudy?
And Brett Purdy. No,
Rudy is my.
oh, that makes
football name.
Rudy. Oh, dude, that's sick. Rudy. Love that movie. But hey, Like I said, the 49ers are freaking designed for anybody to go in there and chuck the ball.
So
and be
you're saying this
successful.
was a
No,
pick 'em?
Chris, no more questions. No more questions. One question I do have. Do the 49ers get the number 1 seed?
We got to get to that when we get to the other
We can get back
game.
to it if you guys want. But I'm presenting the
No,
question
I
now.
don't think so.
I'm presenting the question now. We're going to
No.
talk about it when it comes
Yeah.
up. But let's keep things moving. We have the Dallas Cowboys at the Washington Commanders. Dallas has a chance to win the division.
Easy.
3 weeks
Easy,
ago,
man.
you probably would have been like, no shot. That is mainly to do with Jalen Hurts' injury because Jalen Hurts would have won one of these last 2 games on his own. More so against the Saints. Like, the Cowboys game, 50-50.
Well, it's hard to say. I
Yeah.
mean, Minshew didn't look
No,
awful.
no, he didn't look bad either.
He was in a. I mean, he threw
It was-
like 355.
Yeah,
in
no,
the
it was a
game?
close game. It was a
Yeah.
close game. Like that wasn't it. It was just like I don't think Jalen Hurts would have made that crucial turnover at the end of the game. I don't think it would have been as high of a
Maybe
scoring
not.
game with Hurts in there because they would have ran the ball more and just shoot up a lot more
He would have
clock.
game managed a little better. is
Yeah,
what you're
100%.
saying. Okay.
Because with Minshew, they were just slinging it and like the only time Minshew was really running it was like to escape. Otherwise, like there's designed
That's
runs
true.
for
For-
Hurts, and
yeah.
like that is their system with Hurts in there. Without him in there, then that's things how it gets weird. But
Do you think this is like an easy pick'em game though? I think it is.
yeah, who's starting for the
Sam Howell
Yeah,
starting
yeah.
against
Yeah, give me the Cowboys.
this defense.
Yeah, give me the Cowboys. Give me the Cowboys.
Against this
Give me
defense,
Cowboys.
I hope Micah Parsons doesn't end this guy's
All
career.
right, relax now. Relax now.
I'm taking the Cowboys.
It's not
I'm
end
taking
guys'
them boys.
careers
I'm
before they
taking
even
them
start.
boys.
Yeah.
Hey, he played at UNC. I hope he does decent, but I'm taking the boys.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. Cowboys are winning this game.
Yeah,
Redskins just got eliminated. Ron Rivera's an idiot. Didn't know they can get eliminated. Sorry about it.
Yeah,
I think
hey,
he was just playing dumb. I think he knew very well
You
that they
think?
could.
He looks genuinely shocked, bro.
You are
I
you
think he's that
cannot
kinda
tell
guy.
me you are in a playoff hunt and you have no idea that if I lose this game, we're out. There's no shot. The players know it, the coaches, everyone in that building has to know that. So it baffles me if the head coach does not know that. That just shows incompetence if that's the case.
Well, that's
And
the
I hate
way
to
that
say it
it's
about
looking
Ron
like
Rivera,
right
but I love
now,
him.
but damn.
I hate to say it about Ron, but if that's 100% the case, then that is just pure incompetence and like you have something on the line and you are not aware of it. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. And that I don't know. I got really heated about that. Yeah.
It's
I
true
don't know.
though. Yeah, no, I agree. But yeah, it's the way that the media is portraying it is that he looks like a moron. So I don't know. Whatever. Going with the Cowboys.
What we got next?
The Commanders choked, and
it's
the
fine.
red team.
we got your boy playing next.
Hey yo.
Oh
Fangirl.
man, we got my boy trying to play spoiler. Baker Mayfield going into Seattle. Seattle needs this win. If they win and we lose, then they are in. So this is big for them. I expect them to full well get this win. Yeah, like
Wait, who's gonna win?
Seattle.
Okay.
They need it, and then they're gonna be playing like they need it, and that's enough to convince me.
Mm-hmm.
The Rams are done. I love Baker, but it's over.
So
Take it into next year.
So I watched this video. It was on I think it was on Disney Plus, and there were these birds that were on like this mountain, and they would attack these rams and goats on this mountain, right? And it's a bird against like a big ram, a big animal. You know what I'm saying? And what they would do is they would get them right when they're on the edge. And they would spook them, or they would just grab the horns and just toss them over, and they would fall to their death. And the birds would just eat the entire animal.
Well, thanks for that, Steve Irwin.
And
I appreciate it.
And this is what's going to happen in this game. I'm going with Seattle. They're going to kill these Rams.
Crikey.
Baker Mayfield, watch out.
That has to be one of the craziest explanations on why a team is going to win a game. What the hell is going on? Oh, my God. I'm going with Seattle. I think Seattle has a lot to play for, like Joey alluded to. I don't know if they're going to grab him by the horns and throw him off a mountain and kill him like Chris said, but, I mean, I guess. Either way,
Pretty sick.
like Joey said, Seattle has a chance to get in the playoffs. They need a few things to go their way, or one thing really to go their way, so they have a chance. But what's up, Brett?
Audience question here.
Go ahead.
Could be wrong here. correct me if I'm wrong. There's only 2 wild card seats each.
No,
conference,
they
right?
expanded
They
it 2 years
expanded
ago.
To 3 now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was wondering why you were saying that the Green Bay had a chance if Giants and Cowboys already clinched it. I was wondering how the Green Bay had a chance to come back if Giants and Dallas clinched it. But so they're doing 3 then.
Repeat your question.
So the question is there going to be 3 wild card seats, or is it just 2 wild card seats?
Yes, it changed 2 years ago. There's 3 wild cards teams that are not division winners. There's 3 division winners, and then the first overall seed in each conference gets a first round bye.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where it used to be the first
There's
2
2.
seeds get the bye, and there was
Okay.
only 6 teams in the playoffs.
Now there's 7.
7,
For each
and then
conference.
everybody gets matched up.
Gotcha.
So like the first round gets, then there's
First
6.
round bye, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
So it's an extended playoff, and I think it's a lot better.
Okay.
the last couple years for the 7th seed, they've been letting pretty much anybody in. I mean, the Bears and Mitchell Trubisky made it one year.
Yeah.
Do you think it's better for the league that way?
I
or
used
no?
to think no, but now that my team has a chance, I'm like, hell yeah, bro, let's go, 7th
Hell
seed,
yeah,
dude.
Hell yeah.
Same
Gotcha.
thing here.
Appreciate it. Man.
But yeah, no, the Dolphins and Packers both have a chance of making the 7th seed in their respective conferences, and I think those teams do deserve to be in the playoffs. So like, it's not like in previous years that we've seen it. And we're
Yeah,
like,
it's
what
been
the
very
hell?
competitive
Yeah.
this year. A lot of teams, like, a lot of things have gone like our way and stuff like that, and it's been like there's a lot of teams falling off late, a lot of teams not hitting their stride at the right moments, a lot of teams got hot right out the gate, and we're kind of seeing that towards the end of the year. It doesn't always matter that way. It's a long season, not to quote Christian Watson.
Hey, I agree. It is a long season, and it's been a long season for the Denver Broncos.
Yes, oh my God.
Wow, what a season. Honestly, a lot of people might have taken them to win
They were
division.
The
contenders.
Super Bowl,
Contend
dude.
They were
for the-
contenders in the
I don't know
offseason.
about win because KC's always there, you know what I'm saying? But we thought this would be the hardest division in football at the beginning of the year, if you recall. We thought Herbert,
Best in the
Carr, Wilson, and Mahomie.
Look at all
So-
these
How do you say him
weapons.
last,
Look at
bro?
all these chickens.
Yeah.
How do you say Mahomes last though?
Well, I don't know.
on.
But anyways,
Still.
we
dope.
thought this would be a great team. They're at home, and it stinks because Hackett got fired. Didn't really get a chance. Wilson, I don't think he's gonna play right.
He played last week.
I don't know if he'll play this week.
Their favorite. to win.
Regardless, I'm taking the Bolts. Put me on the board.
Are you sure? Because the Bolts are more than likely resting their starters.
Yep.
Mm.
All right.
No.
Yeah.
I forgot to
Full
mention
well.
that. I knew that.
Okay.
Sorry, but yeah, I forgot to mention that. But they are resting the starters. Still taking the Bolts.
Yeah, I have to agree. The
Eckler's been
Broncos
going off.
suck.
My bad.
Eckler has been going off. Probably
He's a starter.
league winner
You
for
sure about
everybody. Yeah, I'm going with the Chargers. The freaking Broncos suck. I'm sure that their starters going up against the Chargers backups, which probably have gotten a lot of reps recently because they have been injury riddled throughout the
Yeah.
season. So it's not like they're freaking
That
scrubs
is
now.
true.
No,
Yeah,
They're gonna
yeah,
go in there
for
and be
sure.
game ready. And I
Facts.
got the Chargers, man. The Broncos suck.
I don't blame you guys. Chargers are the better team. I really wanted to test Chris if he was like positive on it, and like you just really solidified it.
Yeah.
honestly,
Yeah, no.
talking about all the backups and stuff like that. This has been an injury riddled team, the Los Angeles Chargers, and they have come around, been better for it. Unfortunately, I do not believe they can change their playoff seeding. They are stuck at the 6th seed no matter what happens, win or loss. So, not really much to play for. This would have been in the 1 o'clock window had the Denver Broncos not been in Denver. If they would have been anywhere else, it would have been a 1 o'clock game. But for the sake of where they're located, that was the reason. But yeah, it's gonna be easy for the Chargers. Yeah, dude. All right, next game we have is the New York Giants versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia needs to win. If they lose, the entire NFC playoff picture switches up. I'll give you guys all the scenarios. You guys give me who wins. So Philadelphia wins,
Jeez.
number 1 seed, no problem. And then Dallas is locked in at the 5th seed.
Mhm.
San Fran locked at 2, Minnesota locked at 3, and the 4th seed is gonna stay with the Bucs no matter what happens. Now, if Philadelphia loses
They go to
and
five,
Dallas
right?
wins, Dallas gets the number 1 seed.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yes, because they have a head-to-head win. Like, they have the most recent
Yeah.
head-to-head win against them. Like, I did all this testing out at work.
They'll be
It was-
tied, same record.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they have a tiebreaker against them for some reason. Either way, Dallas gets the number 1 seed, and then if Dallas loses and Philadelphia loses and San Fran wins, San Fran gets the number 1 seed.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So, and then Minnesota will move up to second if that's all the case.
Have
So-
you picked yet?
Have not picked yet. I do think Philadelphia will win this one. Giants seem to be resting their starters. No? You don't think so? They're not resting their starters?
Brian DeBull said
No shot?
he said he's going to play the starters, but he said you can expect to see the starters basically, but I don't think he'll play them the whole game. That's all I'm saying. But
And Hurts has been practicing.
yes,
So he may come back for this game.
it's hard.
It's a
because
must-win game for this Philadelphia Eagles
It
team.
is.
If they lose it and Dallas wins,
Talk
because
about a choke fest. Bro,
Yeah,
for
like,
real. Like,
they
it's
were
not-
the-
it's
Not
not-
really,
they were-
bro.
Are you kidding me?
They
You
were
start off
13-1.
11-0 and don't grab the number 1 seed. You're a freaking piece of shit for that. I'm serious, dude. I'm gonna be for real with you. You have multiple opportunities to secure this with one freaking win over the past 4 weeks. At a certain point, I was gonna hop on a plane and go to this freaking game and go to this thing, and I was counting on the bye. And screw you guys, I'm going with the Giants and my grandpa because I want to see some freaking chaos here. And let's do it. New York Football Giants are winning this game. Eagles aren't ready. I don't know.
All right,
Jeez,
my condition
struck
for
a
this
nerve.
game is if Hurts plays, Eagles wins. Otherwise,
Yeah.
if New York still sticks with their starters, I might have to switch to the New York Giants, and that is purely because it's no offense to Gardner Minshew, but he's not getting it done, and that's unfortunate for this Philadelphia Eagles team. Jalen Hurts went down at the worst possible time because now it could pretty much cost you a bye, top seeding in the NFC, and the playoffs run through Philadelphia. So that's a tough spot to be in. I think Philadelphia can handle it and get the win here, but without Hurts, it really puts my choice up into the air. But Chris, what you got?
I'm going to go with the Eagles. They have a lot to play for. I don't think you're going to see much of the Giants players, even though Brian DeBull, or Dable, however you say it, Dable, I think he's the coach of the year, in my opinion. I think he wants the best record possible. I don't think you're going to see much of the starters, specifically Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley. I think I saw a stat today that Kenny Galladay needs 74 catches to get his bonus. Dude's been a bum all year. I'm taking the Philly at home. They got a lot to play for. And those fans do not want the Giants to come in on the last week and lose. I don't see this team losing 3 games in a row as well, so I'm taking the Eagles with all that said and done.
And they've lost close games. It hasn't been all right, they fell flat on their face. They lost close games. They lost 1 to a tough Dallas Cowboys team, and they lost to a New Orleans team that just got them. That pick six by Marshawn Lattimore was the big difference in that game, honestly. Otherwise, they would have been able to win. And like you said, good defense. So, but Joey, the show is now all on your shoulders. What is going on here? Sunday Night Football. Detroit Lions versus Green Bay Packers.
Listen, Bears fan, we don't need to hear from the losers end of the table. So, the Green Bay Packers have a chance to freaking control their own destiny here with a win. They're in the playoffs. This is huge. I mean, obviously, I didn't expect this. A lot of people didn't expect it. Aaron Rodgers said this was kind of a fool's hope at a certain point of the year. Jordan Love potentially coming in, yada, yada, yada. And they really turned it around with one PA end around Christian Watson all the way to the end zone. It's nice. That was kind of the spark that we needed and set us off on a couple-game win streak. So now we have a chance. This is a huge game. Lock me in for the Lions because, can't break what's already, can't break the curse. I'm a pretty superstitious guy if you guys haven't freaking figured this out yet on the podcast. But I full well expect my Packers to put up a good game and be in that 7th seed of the playoffs.
But he's picking the Lions.
Yep.
Why can't you pick the New York Jets for me? How about that?
Okay, you know what? You know what? Let's go back to it. We'll lock me in for the Jets, man. We'll reverse it for the Jets.
Put that reverse psychology there. I should have tried it low key too. I don't know.
Hey, bro. Freaking 4 weeks in a row if it ain't broke. Shit.
I know, right? Oh, man. But I am going with the Green Bay Packers. They have the guy at the helm who's been in this situation before. And I'm not saying that Jared Goff has never been in this situation. Jared Goff has been a decent quarterback throughout his entire career. He's had plenty of good offenses with him in the Los Angeles Rams. He's made this Detroit Lions offense look pretty good. Defense is coming around. But Detroit fell on their face last week. They had a nice chance to really solidify a chance of really getting this playoff spot. And now they really ruined it. So now it's a must-win game for the Detroit Lions, both for the Packers as well. But with Seattle winning, that takes Detroit out of the picture. But they could also play spoiled. So who knows?
Dan Campbell was saying that it's either us or nobody, which is like okay,
I like that mentality.
Yeah, I like it too.
That is such a
dude.
Dan Campbell thing.
Dan
to say.
Campbell has probably one of the best mentalities in football today, and I love it. So, but it can't happen.
And that's why I'm going with the Detroit Lions with my pick. Yeah, like you mentioned, Packers have been here before. They've been in this spot. They've been in win-and-go-home game situations before.
Mm-hmm.
And typically you would probably go for Rodgers, but I'm not in this scenario. I'm going to take the Lions on a road win. If there's one thing the defense for the Lions does well, they don't do a lot of things good, but they do one thing, a little bit above average, which is get after the quarterback, which the Packers have sucked all year at defending because they've been banged up on the O-line. I think Aiden Hutchinson sacks Rodgers at least twice in this game. I'm going to take Detroit, one of the hottest offensive teams in the league, on the road against the Packers to send Aaron Rodgers home, who will never make the playoffs again after this.
God, I can't wait for this to be our
After
freezing cold
this.
takes. This is going to be
After
great.
this.
Why don't you zoom the
And
camera
Jared
on this
Goff,
Yeah, we should-
and Jared Goff will be the final quarterback that keeps Aaron Rodgers out of the playoffs.
What are you going to do when this is all like?
What are you
not
gonna
right?
What are you gonna do when I'm absolutely correct? What are you gonna do?
Fucking chill at home with my 13
my
championship
mic.
titles and our
Look at
freaking
my
historic
mic. You see
championship
this?
legacy.
Do you see this?
Honolulu Blue, baby.
Honolulu Blue.
It's all good,
Detroit
bro.
Lions. Good luck.
They're gonna
It's good.
Honolulu lose on
And
Sunday
guess what?
night.
Entire
And
time
guess
you guys
what?
have
Jordan
not
Love
noticed
has been low key putting little doses of ayahuasca in Aaron Rodgers' waters, from what I hear.
So he's gonna ball out.
He's sabotaging him. The Packers are in shambles. But for real, on a real note, what this game is going to come down to is
We're in
coaching.
shambles. We just beat the freaking Vikings 41-17.
Anyways, what this is going to come down to is coaching, which, as we saw, against the Vikings, they outcoached them. Even though you say, oh, Jair Alexander is great, they double-teamed the best player for the entire game, and they couldn't beat him.
Oh,
So,
boy. It's like talking to a fucking wall.
But this is one of the hottest offenses in the league, so I'm going with the Detroit Lions on the road. Hopefully they get this win for my pops, which would be great to see the Lions in the playoffs instead of the Packers.
That's if Seattle loses.
Yeah, it's not gonna. Yeah.
It's if
You have to
Seattle
cheer for
loses.
Baker Mayfield in order for this to happen,
I took
dude.
Seattle, but I cannot cheer for Baker.
Okay.
Cannot.
Well, then you're just gonna be a sad, sad man.
He's
with
gonna
you
have
just-
right-
both
he's
your
gonna-
teams
One
on
way
the
or another.
couch.
One way or another.
He's gonna have right picks and like an upset feeling.
Yeah, I'd rather have wrong picks and a nice feeling. Go Pack, go.
But yeah, that's. I mean, you guys. There's more we could talk about this game if you really want. Well, what's
Yeah,
up with
I
that
mean-
coaching ordeal?
Yeah, I mean,
What do you mean?
What's up? What's the coaching ordeal? Are you saying that it's gonna come down to coaching?
No, for sure. I think it's going to come down to coaching. It's going to be, can Dan Campbell prove that he's an elite
yeah.
coach in this
For
league?
the Lions,
Because-
it's gonna come down to coaching.
Yeah, it's
okay.
no for this game in general. If Dan
Yeah.
Campbell can outcoach Matt LaFleur, which I'm not saying he can, if he can, they'll win
I wouldn't
the
rule
game.
it out.
Though, yeah, I'm not ruling
Yeah,
it out.
no.
I'm not saying either way. I'm saying if he can, they'll win this game. But Matt LaFleur, I think, just outcoached who? The Vikings head coach, Kevin O'Connell?
Yeah.
What's his name? I think you just outcoached him.
Yeah, but he's a rookie head coach. You gotta like I'm not giving Kevin O'Connell a pass, but you just gotta give
And Dan
him like
Campbell's
leeway
in
with
his
that.
second year, so it's like
Yeah, but Dan Campbell has also had a year of experience as an interim head coach as well, so he has
Yeah.
way more experience than Kevin O'Connell. And on top of that, Dan Campbell is not head coaches in the NFL are just merely pawns. Just to put it out there, like. I get you. The Mike McDaniel and Matt Mike LaFleur, or Matt LaFleur, my bad, whichever one is your head coach. I'm sorry.
It's Matt, but I got you.
Either way, they're all pawns. Yes, they have like offensive gurus and defensive guys. Like they're all pawns. The only head coach that is 100% in control of everything is Bill Belichick. I hate to put it out there.
That's true.
He's the only one in control of player personnel, offense, defense. It doesn't matter. Bill Belichick has his fingerprint on everything in that Patriots organization. Otherwise, every other guy is merely a pawn. They're trying to implement his system through other guys, offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators. So, with that being said, I don't know. The head coaching thing is not really my move. I would more so put it down on the running backs on both sides. Which running backs are going to pop off? Is it going to be DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams, or is it going to be A.J.
good
Dillon
point.
and Aaron Jones? These are the guys that are crucial in this game. And both teams have two solid running backs that can make a difference, and it's going to come down to those two guys on each side.
T.J. Hawkinson
He's on the Vikings.
is gone. Who fills that role?
What?
Who
Zylstra,
fills that
the hell.
touchdown role? Who fills that red
Amon
zone?
Ross
Amon
St.
Ross St.
Brown,
Brown,
I don't
Khalif
think so.
Raymond,
I don't think so.
Zylstra,
That's my problem. I don't think so.
Jamal Williams.
He's gone. Who's a big target though? Is what I'm saying. The tight ends
DJ
always
Chark?
kill the Packers.
The tight
they
tight
don't-
end that has been filling in T.J. Hawkinson's role has been doing decent. I wouldn't say he's been doing great. I wouldn't say he's doing well, but he's doing it right. He's filling in a role, and he's scoring.
They've had like 3 tight ends that they work
They
in and
need
out.
somebody that's not Amon Ra. That's not one of
Yeah.
these running backs
100%. That would be a big difference maker. Yeah, I would agree.
to do well. That's I don't know. I don't know who it is.
And then what about for the Packers?
Well, here's the deal with the Packers, man. They're playing with house money. So like
Mm-hmm.
they've been riding high for like 4 weeks. You know, are they going to complete a Cinderella story? Are they going to make the playoffs? Are they going to go further than that? Who knows? All I do know is that they're playing incredible football over the past couple of weeks, and they're considering this a playoff game. It's in Lambeau. It's going to be freezing cold, probably 23 degrees and snowing on Sunday Night Football. Never been one to count Rodgers out on Sunday Night Football. He's always a freaking stud, especially in these clinching scenarios against NFC North rivals. I don't know, bro. What do you want to do, bro? Like you're over here huffing and puffing at me. We're talking
I
about
don't
the
know why we have
Packers
to
for
talk
God's
about the
sakes.
Packers for like 2 hours every time.
Well,
I mean, we
It's the
finished
most
the
pivotal
thought,
game
but
of
like,
Sunday.
yeah, it's like legitimately
Well,
the most important game that we got going on right now. I'm sorry that the Bears suck and that you hate us, but you could talk about the Lions instead of just being an angry little guy the whole
we
time.
have, bro. What's up? What's up, man?
I'm just saying, bro. Like, stop huffing and puffing because you're gonna be huffing and
No,
puffing
it's the
for a
same-
couple more
it's
weeks.
the same song
when
and
we
dance
get in
that
there.
We always hear, "Oh, Rodgers is gonna pull."
When has it been the
through."
same song
Fine.
and dance when we have the
Give me that
7th seed of the
cheesehead.
playoffs, dude? We've never had this shit since 2010 when we won the Super Bowl. Not saying we're going to do it now, but this shit is improbable, and it's crazy that we're even here in this position. So, yeah, we're going to talk about it. Deal with it. Sorry to fucking break the news to you. Go Pack Go. It's going to be here for a couple more weeks.
Yeah, here we go.
I'm the only one that's officially going with the Green Bay Packers in this game, so got it down the cheesehead. It's only right. The only thing that's not right is this guy.
We can't even take his own team.
It's okay,
superstition.
bro. Don't worry about it. It's been working out for me.
It's pure
Okay,
superstition.
man, we'll see.
We will.
Yeah, we
All right.
will.
Well, with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this Week 18 special.
Hell
We had
yeah.
breaking news. Anything we want to go off of? Anything that you guys have learned?
Just
Just
the Bengals are the
prayers-
AFC North champions, and that's all we could say
and
right now.
prayers to
And
Damar
if it
Hamlin.
and
Yeah.
100%.
Just hopefully he recovers.
So let's clarify this for the viewers. AFC North champion is officially Cincinnati Bengals no matter
Yes.
what happens on Sunday.
Yeah, no matter what happens, they're officially crowned off a technicality.
And go ahead.
It's a shame to call this a technicality that they had to stop the game and whatever. I mean, we are dealing with a man's life here,
Mm-hmm.
and his family and a guy's whole legacy. But when it comes to a certain point, you got to get the ball moving with these things.
Yeah.
Bengals are now the AFC champions just because, we
AFC
can't
North,
AFC North champions. Sorry about that. Can't really go further. Don't really know much further about it, but that's what's going down.
And then on top of that, I just want to clarify for my own understanding. If they were to play in the playoffs, Bengals and Ravens, it comes down to a coin toss on who gets the home field for that game. Is that what?
Hold on one second.
Went through?
Because they just tweeted something. Okay,
Go
so
ahead.
impact of the. Okay, so here we go. Here's a bullet points.
Good.
The Bengals have clinched the AFC North. Ravens can't win the division. The Bengals can no longer get the number 1 seed and the first round bye. Only Kansas City or Buffalo.
Okay.
So they sacrificed that. The Chiefs can clinch the number 1 seed with a win at Las Vegas or a Buffalo loss versus New England. So Chiefs win this week, they get the number 1 seed. The Bills clinch the number 1 seed with a win versus New England plus a Kansas City loss. So the Bills need help,
Yeah.
essentially. The Bengals earn the 2 seed with a win versus Baltimore and a Buffalo loss versus New England. Otherwise, they will be the 3 seed. So that's where we're at.
Okay.
Don't really know much more about the coin toss yet. We'll know more about that next week.
Yeah,
But
just
that's
wanted-
what's going down for
Just
right
wanted
now.
to inform the viewers.
Yeah,
and
100%.
Because I wasn't really paying attention to all that. I'm running all this stuff here. Chris, any closing points?
Hey man, rough year for Bears fans, rough year for me.
Yeah, it's probably the last time we're going to talk about in the game picks.
But yeah, might lock up a number 1 pick. I hope we don't keep it. I hope we don't even keep a 2nd and 3rd pick either. I hope we end up trading it. But rough year for Bears fan. I think there's a lot to look forward to though overall because I think, well, I know we have the most money in the league to spend next year. I know we have a lot of draft capital. A lot of question marks. We got rid of a lot of star players. Montgomery is free agent after the season. Do we re-sign him or do we ride with Khalil Herbert? Do we draft a running back? But yeah, man, the Bears. It's been tough to say the least. But overall, I have confidence that we're gonna come back strong next year. Stronger than this year. Which we only won 3 games, so it's hard not to win more
You guys
than
won
that.
a lot of games, though. Like you guys
But
were
we're
very
competitive in a lot, yeah, for sure. And honestly, if Justin Fields were to play this game, he'd be the all-time rushing leader for a quarterback in NFL history. If he were to play this game,
Should get that record, baby.
but I don't know if you saw, but he was on the sideline, kind of massaging his hip most of the game. The last game, I don't know if you saw it, but they're just gonna keep him out based that he has a sore hip. Plus, we got nothing to play for, so we might as well lose. Might as well put a quarterback that's pretty much irrelevant in and
It's gonna throw like 5 picks.
and see what happens because we're trying for the number 1 overall pick apparently. So at the beginning of the year, I didn't think we'd be here, but we are here, so it is what it is. And I hope we do it the right way and at least lose.
Nice. All right, and Dolphins hat is back on. Hopefully, Dolphins can control their destiny a little bit more than they have in the last couple of weeks and get a win this week against the New York Jets. On top of that, hoping for a Buffalo Bills win because then that just makes everything all the better because that just ensures the Dolphins in the playoffs. Otherwise, it was a fun ride while it lasted, and it was always next year. And that's the good thing about sports. It's always next year. The unfortunate thing is man's fighting for his life. Hopefully everything can turn out well for him and his family. And, I'm glad a lot of people have stepped in, made big donations, and have really just showed how much they care for someone who they might not even know. So that's things that is crazy about sports. And I love it. And hate to end it off on something so sad like this, but got to give everyone what they want to need to know. And, a man's fighting for his life. So hopefully everything is well. And with that, we can conclude Week 18 of NFL Game Picks.
Regular
We'll see
season.
you guys in the Super Wild Card.
Yo, went by fast.
Yeah.
Went by real fast. But good to have you all here with us for the regular season, for sure.
Yes, sir. Things will be a little bit different for the playoffs.
Playoffs next week?
A lot less games to talk about. A lot more in-depth talks about it, which will be cool. Because I try to keep these things under an hour. We're fully exceeding that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Instagram may have lost a game or two in terms of coverage. I'll decide which ones make it and which ones don't, so we can still post the full thing on Instagram. But for those of you guys either listening or watching anywhere on YouTube or listening on any podcast platform, thank you guys for listening and watching.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys when it comes to the wild card. Peace.